Okay, Christina here to listen to some music. And here we go, continuing on with our full album listening of Asia by Steely Dan. This is track number 4, Peg. So again, how this works is I don't sit down and listen to the whole album all at once. I do it one track at a time, but with like maybe a day or two in between, that's all. So I get to really let each track sink in. I go back and listen to the previous ones with it, and so it all really soaks in for me. So this is track number 4, but actually I have already reacted to track number 5, Home at Last. It was a direct request a few months ago on the channel, and that is totally okay because I just go back and work it in and review it, and then it's just fun to see how that song is going to fit in to the entire album. So if you're looking for the next track after this one, it's already on the channel. But I do put them all in a playlist together, so you can find the Steely Dan playlist and it should be there. Also, not all the tracks are released publicly. I don't have room in the public posting schedule to release every single track from these albums, so some of them are offered only on Patreon or for channel members. So if there are some tracks missing, that's where you can find them. In general, though, these are offered on full album Fridays for Patreon and channel members. And so what is the point of all of this? What are we doing with these full album Fridays? I am a professional, classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, composer, and professor. So we dive into all the different aspects of this music, how it's composed, the instrumentation. Sometimes we have some instrument demos, a little bit of chord analysis, although I tend not to go too far into that because I know not everybody speaks that language. There are some deep dives with more chord analysis coming up on the channel. But also, how do we relate to this music? Why do we like it? Or maybe why do we not like it? All right. So no more delay. Let's listen. All right, here we go.
I seen your picture, your name in lights above it. This is your big debut. It's like a dream come true. So won't you smile for the camera? I know they're gonna love it. Peg, I like your pin shot. I keep it with your letter. Done up in blueprint blue. It sure looks good on you. And when you smile for the camera, I know I love you better. Hey, you've come.
Okay, this is a great turn for this album once again. So we started out with the awesome opener, super laid back and groovy, very spacious. Then we had the big masterpiece of Asia. And then with Deacon Blues, it wasn't quite as complex, but it was still really creative in how they demonstrated singing the blues, but through jazz. That's sort of its own complexity, I think. Okay, so this one is like, I think the fastest, the most upbeat that we've heard so far. And it's half the length of the last 2 tracks, so it's sort of more radio ready. I can see lots of teenagers like bopping to this to the radio or like at the roller rink or something. It just has that steady rhythm, you know, bum 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 ba da 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 dum bum bum. And then the way the lyrics are delivered, it's sort of more abbreviated or maybe even staccato, which just means short, like the notes aren't held out for too long. Even the name, the title, Peg, it's very staccato, Peg. So I was actually wondering what is or who is Peg. So I know it's a name, but it's also an item, could also be a verb. So I didn't know what this was going to be. But now I think it sounds like it is a girl and maybe a famous one, a model. So I'm trying to think, is there a famous model named Peg? I'm not sure from that era. So is this going to be cute? Is this like a cute crush on this person? Or is it a little bit more obsessive? Okay, well, at this point could be either. Let's see what they intend here. Here we go. All right, excellent instrumental solo there. I really enjoyed the guitar playing. It was, well, it just had a lot of substance to it, like all the sixths that happened at the end, which just means it jumps from one note to the next and they're 6 notes apart. There's always something endearing about that interval. It wasn't too noodly. It had some really great like pauses, like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And that sort of matches the staccato feeling of the entire piece here. And it's not dry, it's not secco, it's staccato. So you can still have longer sounds, a thicker, richer texture underneath it, but all the stuff on top is going to be like bop, 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 bop. So it's really balanced if you hear other instruments kind of imitating that, kind of going back and forth. So I like all of the slidey stuff too. I meant to mention that in the first section. And when the guitar solo started, the solo with all the slidey stuff, I was like, oh yeah, that's a nod back to that. Again, more balance. I love the balance that Steely Dan has in their compositions. And so far this form is pretty standard. Verse, chorus, instrumental solo, verse coming up, and then little ending. And, that is also similar to what the previous one, Deacon Blues, was. But it was such a longer song that there was room for a little bit extra there. Like that cup was full, but it was like spilling over the top, full to the brim. Where this is just like a standard shot, just whoop, and there you go. That's all you need. Okay, we'll back it up a little bit and see how this ends.
I like your picture. I keep it with your letter. Done up in blueprint blue. It sure looks good on you. And when you smile for the camera, I know I love you better. Hey, it will come back to you. Hey, it will come back to you. Then the shadow falls. You see it all repeat. It's your favorite foreign movie.
All right. Loved a little fade out there. That was my little hand signal for fade out. All right. Well, I just had a little realization there towards the end. And it was nice that it was in the middle of a place that was very much repetitive. It was just repeating that last little hook there at the end. It had to do with the backup singer. So as I go through these full albums, I do look up more and more about the band and the production of it as I'm doing the recordings. For me, I get more out of learning that info if I don't learn it up front, because when I have some of the music and some of the styles already kind of in my ear, in my brain, I'm more likely to then have something for these names to attach themselves to. Plus, for me, I don't know, there's just something fun about listening to a band and just sort of not knowing who they are and being like, ooh, what's this? So there are no stories written preemptively. It almost makes you feel like you have discovered a group all on your own, which I have not here. This is all very much guided by the music community here. But I still kind of want to have that experience. So what I'm getting to here is that I was told that Michael McDonald was on this track. And I actually don't know if he was on previous tracks so far. And I knew that that name sounded familiar to me somehow. But then I heard a quality in the background, the backup singer, that just for some reason, just like lightning, just like I was like, wait a second, did he do his own solo stuff in the 80s? And this was not an artist that I was like a big fan of. It was just sort of part of the general pop culture. So I think I only know one song from this musician, if I'm right, but I think I'm right. So I don't know the name of the song. I know it was associated with a movie. I think Billy Crystal was in it. But okay, my kid brain is trying to remember. From back when I was a kid. Is it Shine in Freedom? Da, 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 da. Is that it? Because it sure sounds like that guy's voice. It's sort of a deeper tone with a really wide, like a slower vibrato, but it's also, so it's slower, but it's not wide. I guess I should have said it that way. So it just barely does this, and it's slower, rather than this, like an opera singer. Anyway, my brain somehow put that together. So let me know if I'm right. And if so, was he just a session musician that they brought in? Because I know, like, there are at least two main guys, Fagan and Becker, but then they bring in all these other people. This is so interesting. So it's like a session band. And how they put it all together is just so perfect. So do all these people travel with them if they perform live? Okay, so the music itself, it was so catchy. Again, a good radio hit. But at the same time, there's still that jazzy depth to it. I think it was the perfect mix of the two. So it can appeal to a very broad audience. Those looking for the more surfacey kind of aesthetic, and those looking for something a little deeper. I loved the percussion work in this. It was all up here. It wasn't shuffly, like, again, very staccato. So all of the cymbal work was really stark and bright. And the guitar sounds were kind of the same thing, just really bright. And so then I believe that's Fagan singing lead. His voice sounded a little bit different on this one, just simply because of that shortness. So it's funny that a lot of the longer held notes were in the backup vocals, which is why I heard Michael McDonald's voice on there, because he was the one sustaining all those notes. All right, so typical form actually is very similar to Deacon Blues, but just like the short version. But let's start from the beginning. I want to hear all the slidiness again. but the brass is short. Cool, and I like how the bass is with the brass. There, and there's that motif. It just keeps going. That little half step. Yeah. Yeah, so they stayed in that one key for quite a while. Bum, bum, bum. And then they shift up. Bum, bum, bum. So even how far they jump is sort of abbreviated. So the timbre of the instruments, the sound of the instrument is shortened and the words are short. And then there's that space in the motif, ba, ba, ba. And it's just that little tiny half step from dum, ba, bum. And then bum, ba, bum. That's still a pretty close jump. And then the brightness of the drums supports it. Oh, I liked that pairing though, with the bass and the brass. Okay, so then they're really being risky in having the slidey stuff. The first time I listened to it, I actually, I felt my eyes wanting to go with it. Almost got dizzy. I don't know if that was a conscious decision, like this is going to be so short, that they felt that they needed to have some sustaining in there. Or if it's just, this is what sounds good. All right, well, let's keep going.
Like a dream come true. So won't you smile for the camera?
Little slide in the vocals. Pig.
I like your pin shot.
I even like, it's what a great pig, just a great title. A weird little tiny short title, but it's great. I love it. So much fun to utilize. We're going to keep going.
I keep it with your letter. Done up in blueprint.
Is that a keyboard with brass?
It sure looks good on you.
It's a weird sound.
When you smile for the camera, I know I love you better.
Better.
We'll come back to you. Hey.
Okay, that peg. That sounds like brass in itself, but that's a human voice. That must be Michael McDonald. Peg, and then they've got it in thirds. It sounds like brass. Okay, the instrumentation in this is really creative. We're gonna keep going some more.
We'll come back to you. Then the shadow falls. You see it all. It's your favorite foreign movie.
Love that. Some great chord progressions in here. Let's actually move forward to another one. Let's see if I can find it. It seems like it was really similar to that one, but for some reason I liked it even more. So I don't know if it was just because it was different or it was just because it was becoming more familiar. I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see if my ear is remembering this correctly. No, it's kind of the same. There might have been some added harmonies in there. I think my ear was just really starting to like it. So sometimes the second time you hear a little motif like that and your ear's like, ooh, and it feels like the first time you heard it though, because it didn't hit you that way the first time you heard it. But the second time you're like, wait a minute. I suddenly like this. I'm getting goosebumps from this. I don't know, there's something about this song that kind of sweeps you away because it's just it's fast. It's an upbeat tempo and then all of the short sounds, short ride on a fast machine. It's a piece by John Adams, classical piece. Go check it out, it's pretty cool. And it's like a roller coaster ride and you're just like, shoo, never stops and your hair is just kind of blown in the wind the whole time. Okay, let's hear the guitar solo. Sliding. Okay, we're getting shorter and shorter. Stepwise motion. There we go. And so at the end, the intervals kind of widened to the point where we're like, da-dum, having a sixth in there. So let me demonstrate what I mean by that. So it just kind of gets wider and wider. And I think that's actually working against the closeness of the stepwise motion for this piece. That sixth interval can also sort of be either tongue-in-cheek or a little bit more emotional. Intervals like that can sometimes be the highlight of not just an entire song, an entire track, but sometimes the whole album. For all of you that went on my Boston journey, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's in Hitch a Ride. Okay, so what an exit for this solo. Let's see. Actually, we'll back it up and hear that little play again on the intervals there at the end and see how we get back into everything. There.
I like your picture.
Yeah. And I like how it overlaps on the way out. There's that weird thing again.
Done up in blueprint blue. It sure looks good on you.
Yeah. I really like that little bum, bum, bum. So the fact that we've got all of those little tiny notes together and then it's in that staccato motif, bum, bum, bum. It's really cool. Okay, so let's revisit the end of this as well.
It will come back to you. Hey, it will come back to you.
It's very bright.
You see
Oh, there it is. One last time for that progression.
it will come back to you.
And then it's just this. Play it out.
Come back to you. Then the shadow falls. You see it all. It's your favorite.
Okay, get it one more time.
Will come back to you.
Love it. Does it happen again? In the fade out? Yeah.
You see it all. It's your favorite.
Okay. Why in the world was I not remembering that they do that entire chord progression, like as part of the repeating? It might have been because of my Michael McDonald realization. It sort of knocked me out of my listening reality. Okay. Well, I'm pleasantly reminded that that's there like that we get to hear that last little descending progression, because when you go back and listen to the song, you get to hear it over and over and over again. So that's part of the depth with this. So there is a repeating motif that takes us on out for the end of the song, but the motif itself remains complex. They didn't have to put that little spotlight as the repeating motif at the end. But I'm so glad they did. Okay, track number 4, Peg. Oh, I didn't formally look at the lyrics, but I think I got them. I think I got them all. So to me, the jury is still kind of out as to whether or not it's more obsessive or not, but I'm okay to leave some of this journey open. For me, I don't go straight to the lyrics right away. So with this one, go ahead and tell me. Leave in the comments what the story is behind these lyrics. And I think for me, it sort of doesn't matter which direction it's going to go, because I'm still going to enjoy the purpose of the song, which is the established beat. There is a surfacey aesthetic of this that they are offering, and I am going to gladly take it. So what's cool about my experience here, as I mentioned before, is that I have listened to track number 5 already, Home at Last. Again, it's been a hot second since I've heard it, a couple months ago. But I do remember that it's more sparse. So this obviously is the faster, more upbeat track, and then we are going to dive into a more sparse, jazzy sounding track in the next one. So right after this, I'm going to go and review Home at Last. I'm just going to go listen to it. I might rewatch my own reaction just to remind myself of how I worded everything and what I felt in the moment. And actually, it might be interesting to see what my opinion might be and how it's evolved from the first listen when I didn't really know much about this band to now. So I may report back on that for track 6. So thank you for coming along with me on this little fun roller coaster ride. And as always, just remember that you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay. And keep listening.